Hello, my friends, and welcome back to We the Revolution. I can only assume that's Matthew Barret. Tragically, we are losing control of the streets. People feel betrayed by the king, and some believe him to be a spy trying to elude justice. Special means are recommended when suppressing unrest. We only need an opinion from the judges to make sure we are working legally. In other words, you need their blessing to shoot at protesters. People can't control their emotions and are hurting other citizens as a result. Look at the windows. Next time, they might do something worse than just throw rocks. Ew. It pains us to see unrest growing in the streets of Paris. Commander-in-Chief Burrell has informed us that the guard is no longer able to control the situation through peaceful means. A Bloody Sunday event. It is recommended that he be allowed to use his more immediate methods to protect the innocent civilians, but we would like to know the tribunal's opinion on the matter. I approve the National Guard's use a force against ruffians ruining the capital. Oof. I'm sorry, De Villiers. I might have to reject this. If it has to, it already lost. I do not approve of this decree. I think this puts us in trouble. Well, so is this the revolutionary government? Or is this the king? I don't know. Reject. I mean, this is French Revolution, dog. I mean, as a judge, I think we're kind of dead either way. Without this document, we can only wait for the citizens of Paris to start killing each other before our very eyes. I hope you know what you're doing. The convention may have issued that decree, but I have no doubt it was Robespierre's idea. Oh, we're gonna be in trouble, dog. The mob wanted to act as both judge and jury again and hang people from the street lamps. Poor Pochard was almost hanged. Pochard? Claude Pochard? Exactly. The beloved tutor of Frederick. You had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of... You had to dismiss him after the incident with the oath of the clergy, did you not? Yes, Frederick tells me from time to time that he misses his teacher. What are you doing? The trial's about to begin. It's about Monsieur Pochard. News travels fast. He's been accused of counter-revolutionary activities. You know him. It can't be true. It's not so simple. Leave before somebody hears us. Papa, please. Go home. Think about the family for once at least. We thought about the family before. You going to get us killed. You're going to get us axed by the mob. You know what? We are a judge during the French Revolution, where we have to decide on legality and punishment. But it's a rough spot that's ever changing, and there's no way to be safe or no way to ensure you're doing the right thing by government and by people. However, that bitch saying think of the family for once, that's some nonsense. That's some bullshit. Reputation -7. In the hole quite a bit. Okay, what is before us today? There's no news. Can pop in Nathan Asirif? Counter-revolution and treason. Oof, heavy charges. Claude Pochard, a 26-year-old vicar and tutor son of a cobbler, believed in Enlightenment ideals. After refusing to adhere to the civil constitution of the clergy, he was removed from his parish, prohibited from carrying out his duties, and sentenced to banishment. Despite this, he stayed in Paris and continued to work as a tutor, which he started before 1789. But so what year are we in now? I mean, we're after the flight of Varennes. No. Pachard was captured in the streets by fortuitous circumstances. Italics, man. A guard officer present during his trial a few months ago recognized him and didn't hesitate to act. Following an investigation, Pachard was accused of spying and spreading counter-revolutionary propaganda in order to prepare a foreign intervention that would end the revolution. Correspondence with the Archbishop Jean-Arsène de Bretteville was found in his room. Pachard had been renting from Marie Guillotine. In it, the clergyman asked for information about the unrest and the supporters of the monarchy in hiding. Riches were also found, a golden chalice and a reliquary. However, the director of one of the orphanages, Claude taught in, testified that the tutor would question the law of the revolution in front of the students, stating that it was less important than the laws handed down by God. Evidence: a letter to Claude Pachard. Yeah, well, see, the funny thing about the revolution is they ousted the church. I don't think we're at that part yet. Evidence? Church riches. Is that... we're not going to touch that one just yet. I want to... parish priest. Banishment. That's the accusation, right? Nope. We'll come back to that one. He's a tutor. Espionage is the accusation. Spreading propaganda is an accusation. And counter-revolution. Alright, I have 2 chances and 2 things. Banishment. Course of events. Perfect. Oops. And evidence. Hell yeah. So oh god. So the common folk want him guillotined, the revolution wants him in prison, and the family wants him set free. So the family's screwed. Most likely. Please introduce yourself. Monsieur le Judge, you know me. State your personal information or there will be consequences. Claude Pachard, Monsieur le Judge. You stand accused of spying for the counter-revolutionaries and criticizing the existing order. Do you admit to these crimes? I am innocent. The accusation is exaggerated and comes from the ill will of the accusers. Suggesting the revolutionary government is acting in ill will, typical of a priest. Harumph, harumph. Well, maybe fuck you, buddy. I mean, not wrong, but fuck you, buddy. So we don't want to go against these people. Oh, God. See, the thing is, he has to be at least in prison. Okay, but how up shit creek are we, right? We're pretty up shit creek. We have to do something for the revolution, so I think we have to put him in prison. We just need the jury to agree he belongs in prison. Which, between guillotine and peace, prison is the happy medium. Why did the accused stay in France despite being banished? And to take care of my sick mother. Without me, she would surely have died. Why did you not take her with you? Good, make the filth squirm! I was in no position to afford that. I'm just a poor parish priest who is unable to even carry out his duties, I have to teach every single day to survive. Is that why you started spying for money? No, what information could I glean that would be useful to emigres? That of the supposed persecution of priests. The main argument that Archbishop de Breteuil and Pius VI are using to convince Catholic monarchs to strike against the revolution. I do not correspond with emigres, and I certainly do not write about the suffering of our clergymen. I'd like to remind you that we have evidence. Away with the lawyer! We do have evidence. The accused travels extensively around the Paris department. To what end? To teach wherever I can find students. Doing that requires time and effort, I admit. Is all you see gold from your fellow conspirators abroad? He travels around France to spy on the people. The only money I see comes from my students' caregivers. Is not at all immodest. So where did the riches found in your room come from? They are liturgical accoutrements. I saved them from the plunder of the church in Campagne. I would rather go hungry than sell them. Fanatic! Thief! Peddler of superstition! Okay. What a tough spot for this fella. It's the French Revolution. There's nothing but tough spots beginning to end. There's no good way to be. What do you teach? The caregivers in orphanages only pay for reading and writing lessons. So why did the accused teach children that God's law stands above that of the Republic? You spread superstition and counter-revolutionary propaganda. This is a misunderstanding. The children I teach are unable to understand such complicated matters. The accused's explanation further incriminates him. If they are unable to understand the topic, why would he even discuss it at all? The church spreads ignorance and takes our money. Harumph, harumph, rabble, rabble, rabble. I was only answering questions from the director of the orphanage in Gambien. I said that God's law stood above my banishment. It's God's law that prohibits me from leaving the country. I have a duty to help those in need. Yeah. No, I feel you, man. What information did the accused manage to convey to Archbishop de Breteuil? None. I have no connection with the Archbishop. Why would he be interested in a parish priest's help? What about your letters? We have it in our files. You received instructions from the Archbishop. Pope's dog! Behead the traitor! It is a simple letter, not instructions, and it is not from the Archbishop, but from my parish priest in Campagne, Jean Arsène Serreto. Where is he now? I know only that he planned to leave for Switzerland. He may have changed his mind. That is why I never thought to respond to the letter. What a coincidence. Archbishop de Breteuil currently resides in Switzerland. It is indeed a coincidence. Many clergymen reside in Switzerland. Yeah, because it's like right near France and a fairly neutral space to be. Because the French Revolution took place in a time where, like, there were Catholic-aligned countries and Protestant-aligned countries, and where you fled kind of mattered a little bit, especially if you're clergy involved, and Switzerland's not a bad place to flee, especially if you're France, geographically speaking. Anyway, many clergymen reside in Switzerland. Who believes that? Yeah, it's called witness. Summon the witness. Marie Guimet. Citizen, what is your name? Marie Guimet, Monsieur le Judge. Ooh, did the accused maintain extensive correspondence? Or was the witness aware that she was renting room to an unsworn Catholic priest? That is aggressively accusatory. For art, was the witness aware that she's renting a room to an unsworn Catholic priest? You better tell the truth, or we will deal with you next. Do not intimidate the witness. Please do tell us, citizen. I didn't know he was a priest. He never wore a cassock. So how was I supposed to know? He wanted a room, I gave him a room. So he hid the fact from you? He dressed normally, so maybe he did? I don't know. Did he pay rent on time? Did he ever criticize the revolution and its accomplishments? I mean, this is the French Revolution's pomp and circumstance. Paying rent on time wouldn't really behoove us. We're pushing for this. Did he ever criticize the revolution and its accomplishments? Once he said that instead of beheading, they could do something about the economy and teaching, that the children are hungry and, well, can't read or write. Did he ever question the law? Now I think about it, maybe he did. One evening he complained that the law didn't work, that a smart person would send all kids to school, by force if need be. Priests lectured our nation for 1,000 years and nothing good came of it. He's right. They gave us nothing more than hunger and disease. What does the accused have to say? Just what Madame Guimay said. I only want a decent and universal education for the youngest. Is that really criticizing the revolution? One of its slogans is equality. No, that's a valid point. Alright, we have 2 guillotines and a piece. Will that math out to prison? What stipend does the accused receive as a teacher? 2 francs a week, but most people give me food instead. Bread, butter, sometimes wine. Does it not bother you that the poor people have to take food from their children to give it to you? Of course it bothers me, but I too have to eat. He keeps gold under his bed and still takes food from the poor. We demand an explanation. Where does the gold come from? Is it not from your fellow conspirators abroad? Of course not. It belongs to the parish in Campagne, which is currently under my care. This gold is not my property. Why did the accused continue teaching instead of leaving France? My duty is to help others. If I am unable to help as a priest, I want to at least share some of my knowledge. Your knowledge is Catholic propaganda. I prefer the term Catholic values. Did the accused celebrate... Wait. Did the accused celebrate masses despite the ban? There are no churches where I could do that. Then what purpose do the chalice and reliquary possess by the accused? Private religious practice. You are prohibited from administering sacraments. It is not sacrament, merely prayer. The Declaration of the Rights of Man and of the Citizen allow me to pray. You should be familiar with the document. That is besides the point. By promoting superstitions in a progressive country, you are spreading sedition. Well, I feel bad for the fella, but prison is free food. I'm thinking prison, my guy, and the jury agrees, so I won't get screwed there. Bap. I mean, I would set him free, personally, but that's not in the goddamn cards right now. Did not confess to the crime. Chalice and reliquary. And where were the traders whom the defendant was corresponding? He's in Switzerland. Which is not an enemy at this time. He saved the priest! He showed mercy to an enemy of the revolution. He ought to have been killed. I have nothing else to say. I thought it was pro-revolution to prison. Did I misunderstand what this means? I'm confused. I'm confused what things mean. It was co-signed, though. What's the influence of the jury part mean? -10 reputation. How do I influence the fucking jury? I'm goddamn confused. I am goddamn confused. What do these doodads on here mean? These look like buttons, but I don't understand. I don't know. Next. We did it. Next. Go. He's going to prison. He's not so dead. That's fine. That's fine. I didn't want him guillotined. I couldn't support the family. Not without risking a lot. Ooh. Woof. Traitor. Hung for being a traitor. Oof.
One fool spewed out one word too many. The other fired a musket. They fought for freedom. Each for their own. The man who was forbidden to shoot. Commander Buell paid the highest price for our decisions. The defender who kept watch over ordinary citizens, but was denied the right to protect himself. Whether I like it or not, his death is also my fault.
Man, oof. Man, oof. Man, oof. Aldrich. Made a nice profit. There was a chance of prosperity. Why would the Renard family want to take over your shop, Grandpa? For profit and power, it's always the same, and it's no different in these times. Today is about equality, so that not only the aristocrats can live with dignity. Grow up, boy. I only saw the truth when they attempted to sentence my son, your uncle, to death. It suddenly dawned on me that the only things that mattered were the power I never had and the connections I never cared for. You wanted to be righteous while the injustice spread like a plague. You should not be sorry for that. I am not, but I would rather your brother lived so that I still had 2 sons. You have a brother, Daddy? Where is he? He died a long time ago, before you were born. Why did he die? Do not talk so much while eating. Your uncle went to war and died in battle. Your generation will soon realize the extent of the damage we inflicted upon the world. In the past, decent people like Pochard never had to worry about courts or tribunals, but now... Do you even consider the possibility that Pochard was guilty? No, not Mr. Pochard. No, not Mr. Pochard. He was no guiltier than any of us. Son, keep an eye on the Renards. Ooh. Dinged all around. Loving that. Tomorrow's trial is bad for everyone. Bad for thems too, and I kind of need influence on the revolutionaries. I mean, fuck Grandpa, right? Yeah, evening concerto. Why not? He's influence on the people is not going great. Wait, why did that go down? I don't understand why that went down. Alright, let's look at the case file. By Charles Etienne. Charged with murder. Oof, bada oof. A tragedy occurred in one of the tenements by Seine near the Pont Neuf. The fourth floor collapsed. The tenants, horrified by the crash and ubiquitous dust, ran outside. Only after a few minutes did some of the braver men run upstairs to look for survivors and remove the corpses. Rubble and timber buried 2 families. 12 people. Oof. 3 children managed to survive by hiding beneath a wooden table. Neighbors dug them out and carried them to the Hotel Dieu. We cannot comprehend what the orphans are going through, and they have not eaten or spoken for 2 days. The owner of the house testified that he had ordered the construction of an extra floor a few years back. Works were supervised by architect Maurice Lortie. The National Guard found the architect, who was also the construction foreman, at an address given by the owner. Maurice Lortie was not surprised when the gendarmes knocked at his door, and he did not resist when they handcuffed him and took him to jail. Okay. So the additional floor is the events. The crowded flat is probably the victim, right? Let's do the corpses first as the evidence. Ew, or the victim. Victims. No, that's the extenuating circumstance. Got it. It's crowded. Yeah, Burrell's dead now. Elliot. A courtesan known in every nook of Paris that is worth mentioning. A lady of leisure born in Scotland and living in Paris is as an alleged spy for the English. In order to survive, she has been forced to master diplomacy like one of the deputies of the National Convention. There's no doubt that her profession has helped her establish relationships. It is unofficially said that if an aristocrat wants to escape from Paris, then Grace Elliot is the one to speak to. Roland, like the headless Thompson gunner, the Minister of Internal Affairs, thanks to his resourceful wife, who controls his career from the shadows, he has gained a position in the government and become a prominent member of the Girondins. He did not hide his support for the monarchy, maintaining that it will create balance between a bloody revolution and the tradition that unites all French generations. Interesting. Okay, so, the people are angry and scared and expect someone to be punished for this tragedy. So it's guillotine or peace, and no one wants prison. The revolution wants peace. Shoot. Okay. Your name? Maurice Lorty, Monsieur le Juge. Do you build houses? That's right. I have earned my living from construction and renovation for many years now. Did the floor collapse because of your mistake? I don't know. I've worked at many houses since then. Those children are dead because of you. Let me just say that I always built the best work I can. Okay. So there's no peaceful option here. It's just F the sky. A few years ago, you were assigned to perform some construction work. It was 9 years ago. I was supposed to remove the roof, add one floor, then build a new roof. Is that a hard task? It is known that it is easier to build anew than to improve something already there. Did the owner have any objections regarding your work? If he did, I would have made as many corrections as necessary. Which floor was built by you? The attic. The fourth. Before that, the third floor was the attic. Ooh, they really want the guillotine. I don't have anything to counterbalance that. This guy seems to be just guillotined. Citizen, with your knowledge of construction, what could have led to this tragedy? I can't be sure. Pests, poor materials, too much load on the structure. Every house is different. This should have been checked before the room fell on the people's heads. You did not mention a construction error. Yes, unfortunately that can also happen. I could have made a mistake in my calculations or wrongly assessed the quality of the timber. You are not denying it? If you judge that I have contributed to the death of those children, I will not accept whatever punishment you choose. 2 weeks ago, a disease took my wife, and I no longer care what happens to me. Yeah, so guillotine sounded like a mercy. Call on witness Roland Lucier. Are you the owner of the house where the floor collapsed? Yes, the floor in the attic collapsed and fell on the rooms beneath. Apartments were small, correct? Did the tenants complain about anything prior to the tragedy? He said something about squeaky floors, but that's not unusual. They squeak at my place too. So what? Did you inspect the floors? I planned to, but this tragedy happened before I was able to. Thank God he managed to take their money. Did you talk to the tenants? The ones that pulled the victims from the rubble. They came to me in the night, angry and hurt. I understand their pain, as I too have children. Answer my question. Did you talk to them? No, I was forced to hide inside my house and close the window shutters because they were throwing stones. So the building collapsed because of your mistake, and you did not even have the courage to talk to the victims. I'm a coward, I know. I don't want to say he was a coward, though. An angry mob showed up at his door. There's not a lot you can do to talk to an angry mob. I don't blame him for that. How do they know where to go? I don't know. Only the owner of the tenant knew my address. Well, shit. Everything says guilty. And you know what? His wife died and he doesn't care what happens to him. To the guillotine. Everyone says guillotine. Everyone says guillotine. The problem with that is I think we lose the game now. But he wants guillotined, he doesn't care what happens to him. Everyone wants him guillotined, everyone wants him guillotined. Not really. Was counter-revolutionary in nature, not really. According to the witness, did the tenants complain about anything? Squeaky floors. Yep. Architect Lordy shall be sentenced to the guillotine for the terrible, tragic death of 2 families. Long live justice! Yeah, everyone on guillotined. Oh, reputation minus 17 is not good. I think we're dead. I think we're dead. You lost. You have been deposed. You know, I was expecting worse. So what's continue do for us? It just redoes the case? Let's continue where we left off. So we need to quit him. Oh god. Alright, I'm not all that again. Corpses are the victims. Collapsed floor is the course of events. Additional floor is that. And extenuating circumstances, that is crowded. They just want him guillotined. Just on the outside, they want him guillotined. Alright, perfect. Switch to prison. I'm not even going to ask the other two. We're just going to go acquittal. Because we are screwed if we don't. Actually, hold on. I can't change it. I already locked it in. Because I could have met in the middle with prison. But I'm not meeting in the middle. Didn't confess. It wasn't counter-revolutionary. Squeaky floors. No evidence against the defendant is not guilty. Can you repeat that while looking into the eyes of those orphans? And does it matter what we have to say? You'd better take us into account in the future. So we still lose 17, which is not good. But we live to see another day. This episode's getting long. We're gonna keep it rolling. He's ours! There can be no more demeaning experience for revolutionary Paris than the escape of Citizen Capet. Oh, they got Capet. He escaped, slipped right from their hands. The revolution now seems feeble and weak. The people resemble a child that could easily be duped by anyone. However, the Republic quickly composed itself thanks to a postmaster and his people, who were able to catch the fugitives escaping Montemedi? I don't know. Ordinary citizens led to the fall of a monarch. You will have a chance to serve the Republic as well, for Citizen Capet will face the tribunal tomorrow. You will choose how he will be remembered, as a traitor and a coward, or as an unlucky statesman. If it were for the prison guards to decide, there would be only one outcome. Tell the guards to rough him up. Leave him alone until trial. Yeah, let the guards rough him up. Street justice, you know? You gotta let them have their place. No conversation, it's just immediately to this. Pisses off everyone. Pisses off the wife and older son. Which Bernard's kind of screwed anyway. Piss off the wife. A pro-revolution demonstration doesn't sound bad, but they're already maxed out. I don't need their blessing here. I kind of need the grandpa. I do kind of need the grandpa, but I kind of need the wife too. Man, fucking balancing act. About gambling and drinking, like, ruin our reputation. Didn't lower the wife too much, though. So that's fine. That's fine. That works out. Yeah, let's go with a longer episode. Oof. They really did fudge him up. The family says prison. Everyone else, the common folks and revolutionaries alike, say guillotine. I think guillotine's the answer here. Oh, because I didn't check it when after dying. Got it. That's why that's lit up. Por papa. Notre famille. Well, at least he thinks highly of us. His brother's meh. The only unhappy one there. Because his grandpa even has a little something. That's just meh. Negatives across the board. Always good, always good. Alright, Mr. Roughed Up. Let me sip some water. He's got a lot of charges against him. The guillotine's looking pretty inevitable for our poor fella. Antoine Quentin charges with counter-revolution, treason, fraud, advocating monarchy, and neglect of duty. Compatriots, Citizen Capet, previously known as King Louis XV of France, must be punished for conspiring against the people of France. Louis Capet tried to defend his absolute authority by plotting against the National Constituent Assembly and the people of France. We all remember July 1789, he gathered an army, 15 foreign regiments, and ordered them to surround Paris. Soldiers led by Baron de Besenval were to capture deputies and shoot at citizens defending the reforms. And so they did. The Royal German Regiment drew first blood. After the plot failed, Louis Capet tried to flee the country with the family, with his family, and scheme with foreign monarchs abroad. Is that not the treason he took flight from the Tuileries one night in June 17th? Oh, reading. Is that not the reason he took flight from the Tuileries one night in June of 1791 using someone else's passport? Was he not heading to Montemedi, where his loyal armies were stationed, ready to take him to Austria? If it were not for Postmaster Doré, this scheme could have ended tragically for us. Louis Capet will never abandon the thought of suppressing the revolution by force. Before the events of 1792, he gave orders for the Swiss guard stationed in the Tuileries to be doubled. He conducted a public muster in front of horrified citizens. The people had no choice. They had to act before Capet attacked. Citizens of Paris who tried to stop the madness were shot at, even after Capet's escape to the National Assembly. The evidence, an order issued by Marshal de Broglie to Baron de Besenval. Yeah, you're getting the guillotine one way or another, man. Oh, well, Alright, let's do one thing at a time. He's accused attempting to flee the country. He's accused of a fake passport. Oh, He's accused of shooting civilians. Accused. Oh. Shit. I have few things I can ask then. Louis Capet, I hereby open your trial. Answer the questions when asked. Capet is the name of one of my ancestors. My name is Louis Auguste de Bourbon. That may have been your name before you raised your hand against the people you had sworn to defend. As king, I have never done a thing against my people. I love them and I still do. Objection. There is evidence of Louis Capet's treason against the people of France. He should be tried as a foreigner and enemy, not citizen of the Republic. This is an audience bar. That's love to hate him. Questioning the defendant will stir the impatient audience. Once angered, the people may even start a riot. So you gotta balance people's anger. The problem is, I screwed up the thing and can't ask questions. Calling the witness, Jean... Please introduce yourself. Jean Doré, postmaster of Menehold? Monsieur le Juge. Did the accused Louis Capet introduce himself to the witness with his full name? No, he did not introduce himself at all. He only produced someone else's documents. So he tried to hide his identity. You could say so. I used the name from the documents after he showed them to me. He never objected. Then, how did you learn of his true identity? By the image of the paper By the image on the paper assignation? Then a messenger from General Lafayette confirmed my suspicions. I ran as fast as I could to Varennes to inform the authorities. This is the flight to Varennes. Got it. My timeline was a little squooey. Did the accused tell anyone of his destination of his journey? Was the accused acting like a defector? Was he nervous in a hurry? No, the king, Capet, was in no hurry. He even found time to jest. What about the Capet? That I do not know. Only the king would leave the carriage. Capet. Judging by his clothes, I thought he was merely a townsman. Shit. I do not see anything wrong with traveling in modest, comfortable clothing. It is even advisable for practical reasons. It would be advisable during an escape, especially if a monarch were trying to sneak away. Shit. Who gave the order to shoot the citizens gathered around the palace? I did, but it was not an order to attack. The guard's duty was only to respond if the citizens attacked. Their duty was to protect my family. In that case, they should have ceased fire as soon as you escaped the National Assembly with your family. It was chaos. I did not have a chance to give such an order. I did so immediately upon arriving at the assembly. So the accused has innocent blood on his hands. They want peace and they want a riot. I don't have any more questions to ask, because I fudged up. So, I guess we gotta do what we gotta do. They want peace. Jury's in favor. Alright. However... everyone's guillotine. This does the goodest for me, and there's very few... I don't foresee too many circumstances ahead of me where I'm going to get this good for both of them. It's not a balancing act. So let's get the good while we can get the good out of this. And resign Louis Capet to death. Monsieur le Judge, the crowd in front of the building is enraged. There may soon be a massacre. A rumor has spread about hidden evidence of Citizen Capet's treason. People have gone mad. What evidence? I will go to them. I would ask you all to stay in your seats until I return. I don't think you should go to them. We already resigned up to death.
People! What vexes you? Why are you so angry?
The king lied to us! That coward ran from us! He'll surely run from justice as well! We found proof of the king's treachery in his secret iron cabinet!
In his secret cabinet, huh? Shall not escape justice. The evidence from the iron cabinet will be examined. Believe me. I feel like force is the only answer here. I feel like we're good. Hey, green. That means we did it, right?
The king has been imprisoned. He will not escape a second time. If he tries, I will kill him with my own bare hands.
Yeah.
We won't turn a blind eye to new evidence. We shall dutifully pursue each line of inquiry for the Republic and only for the Republic.
Hell yeah. Winning the crowd, winning the crowd, winning the crowd.
I will not let you down. If the blood of traitors needs to be spilled, then it will be spilled. I shall see to it personally.
Hell yeah, we won the crowd. Intrigued. Well, you know what? We did as good as we could. Not the worst. I think if we had a better relationship with the dad, we doing better. But we're doing fine. We're doing fine. It's true evidence of Capet's guilt has been found. That's a lot of papers in front of me. Really? Would the defendant like to explain why he concealed his secure iron cabinet and the documents hidden within from the convention? I hid nothing from the convention. No one asked me about the existence of such things. You kept your correspondence well hidden under lock and key. It could only be retrieved with the assistance of a master locksmith. Sip some water real quick. Any affluent Parisian has a lockable cabinet. I, for one, am keenly interested in locksmithing. I don't know what that gesture was supposed to be. There's a lot in front of me. Okay, so those are the initial case files. My lord, should any reason appear, shoot the rebels without hesitation, just as his majesty ordered. I have no mercy, for they shall have none either. By, signed Broglie. Just did not bode fantabulously. The deputies of the so-called National Assembly are to be carefully questioned, and if any of them should display common sense and cease to support the Assembly, reward him with an extraordinarily high allowance and forward His Majesty's thanks. Alright, let me... Red. We trust that with God's grace and help, His Majesty will soon arrive within the imperial borders for us to grant... Is that an HIM or is it just HM? Grant HM, as well as our beloved sister safely, and to potentially take the steps necessary to re-establish the national European order within the border of France. His Imperial Majesty, the Holy Roman Emperor, King of Hungary, Bohemia, Croatia, Dalmatia, Slovenia, Galicia, Lodomeria, etc., Leopold XI of Habsburg, Anno Domini 1791, 15th of May. Your Grace, soon we will come to your Majesty's rescue. However, for the time being, I implore your Majesty to muster local troops that remain loyal. I shall issue a warning to your Majesty's subjects that any and all who dare raise a hand against your Majesty would suffer the direst of consequences. My armies await my orders to curb the tide of anarchy in your Majesty's country. Signed, Duke of Brunswick, Lüneburg, Charles William Ferdinand. Oof, June 9th. Not looking great for Louis Capet. Not looking great for Louis Capet. And that was the last evidence? Yeah, the last evidence. Yep. Yep. I don't think I'm gonna get any better than that anyway. Everyone universally wants His Majesty guillotined. I should have asked him about it, actually, before signing. Too late now. Did the defendant confess? Ah, God. No. Didn't explain his reasoning behind. Can I? Oh, clicked off screen. Can I go back? I kind of fudged up. I'm going with no. Did not a situation took place. Mistake. Why did the citizen Capet not warn the National Assembly about the Duke of Brunswick's plans? Claims having issued a warning but was ignored. He forgot. Not considered a threat to be serious. I just guessed because I'm a dumb bitch that didn't ask questions. But it's fine. That's fine. That's a French Revolutionary judge. We don't ask questions. We take one glance, you know, feel out the room, and decide dead or not. And, pretty universal there. Sentence Citizen Capet to death by guillotine. Take the convict away. Long live the people! Down with the tyrant! Yeah, guessed. 1 out of 3 is bad. Did not want to sign off on it, but we got pretty good out of it. And our reputation... I don't know how our reputation got a -11. Oh, because it didn't lock any goddamn questions. Nope. Your Majesty, au revoir.
Do they understand? Their excitement was stronger than the smell of the fresh wood the guillotine was made from. Do they know what's about to happen? Sheep that only now realize they used to have fangs and claws. One thought guides their clenched fists. To bow before the new, uncompromising idol with his shining steel crown. I too have felt their eyes on me, just like him. A silent assistant in this ritual of new faith. A random acolyte, scared, doubtful. Will not the old gods seek vengeance for this treachery? He abandoned them all too easily. I was unable to understand their screams. I only tasted the stench of their sweaty bodies.
Yeah.
But I could hear one thing perfectly. Bring us the king.
Bring us the king! Fuck the king! Maybe I could win the heart of the crowd. I mean you could, but you ain't gotta. You ain't need to. I mean, it's just harsh, right? You know, why not? Withdrawn. Wait, what? I don't understand. The crowd's attitude is withdrawn. I don't understand what this means. Oversensitive. Manipulation. Yeah, withdrawn. I don't know what the hell that means. Well, you know, I guess right. Without this meaning anything, so I don't know what that is or does or means. Where is the crime? There must be punishment. Wait, where there is crime, there must be punishment. And we shall dish it out. Oh, yes. Even the convicts' ancestors shall feel the cold edge of the guillotine slicing through their necks. Will you just stand there and allow criminals to tell you what to do? No. Only death awaits the enemies of France. Yeah, fuck the king. They're only intrigued. Am I doing something wrong then? I don't understand. I didn't understand the mechanic. I die as an innocent man. I forgive my enemies. For the revolution! For the revolution! Ka-chunked. faces. Like, the faces. I must be dreaming. Is that the map from Muggler's case? You stole evidence from the court? I did not steal it, only found a use for it. It'll be more useful in your room than the dusty drawers of the court archives. After all, this is a map by Turgot and should be treated with respect. And a lovely explanation, or what a lovely explanation. Consider it a gift. Now take it, and try not to talk so much. You should be more concerned about the events with the king, because this whole situation just seems peculiar. As your superior, I should be the one judging Louis's case. I fail to understand why Robespierre asked for your assistance. Yeah, because we're the new blood coming in. Not an old blood. You don't want to risk the... Yeah. You were jealous? Of course I'm jealous. It is an important moment in history, and the people will be reading about it for decades to come. It seems there will be trouble. I have a feeling that someone is toying with my life, as though an unknown force were pushing me into utter chaos. You're welcome, buddy. You're so welcome, Alexei. Keep your eyes open. You came to the political world of the city from out of nowhere, and that means someone will have to step down to make room. Do you have to sound so defeated? My husband is a renowned person now. We should be happy about it. It is easier to shoot someone in the spotlight. I guess you're right. But we're doing pretty good. Even in gambling. Doesn't piss off the wife this time. Oh wait, it was going through things. Reading together sounds nice. Gambling. Yeah, reading together. Evening with grandfather. Evening night at the theater. Work on tomorrow's trial, piss everyone off. Let's go reading together. It's a pleasant evening at home. Oh, that really tunked him down. But brought her up. So we are good. We are good. We are good. So, death to the king, man. Devoyer. The people shrugged the invisible burden off their backs. The streets seemed more peaceful. Even the windows at the courthouse were soon replaced. Alright. I am officially ending this one here. I might keep this going, but I do have to take a little break for a little bit. I might come back to this. I might come back to this on screen. As a gift, I am obligated to give it a full assessment. As for the channel, I do think I will keep this rolling. If you have stuck out through with me, I know I've been doing a bad job of being interesting. This is a reading-heavy game, and I'm there's too much reading, and I'm bad at reading. I can read to myself, but reading aloud I hate that as a challenge for me. Anyway, we beheaded the king. We did a couple other things. Beheading the king's kind of the big one. Louis Capet, man. Sent to Madame la Guillotine. Crazies. Crazies, a pivotal moment. Anyway, my friends, I hope you're having fun. I hope you're enjoying this to some capacity. And I do hope you hang out with me again soon. Bye for now, my friends.